Hey y'all, I am back with the breakdown of Psalms chapter 5. Yo, I feel like I just started for real, and we're already in chapter 5. So let's go ahead and jump into the chapter context and then the breakdown part 1 and 2. Like Psalm 4, this psalm is connected to Psalm 3. Psalm 3 refers to David's rising up in the morning, whereas Psalms 4 refers to his nighttime sleep. This psalm is addressed to the choir master. Like Psalm 3 and 4, Psalm 5 was composed by David in the wilderness when Absalom's forces sought to destroy him. And it says, see 2 Samuel 15 through 18. This is one of the imprecatory psalms, so called because they pray for God to destroy the wickedness. The imprecatory Psalms are Psalms 5, 12, 35, 37, 58, 59, 69, 79, 83, 108, 139, and 140. These Psalms urge God to judge those who oppose God and his people. Imprecations are also found elsewhere in the Bible, such as in passages like Jeremiah 11, 18 through 20, 15, 17, 18, 18, 19 through 23, 20, 11 through 12, 1 Corinthians 6 and 22, and Revelation 6, 10. So let's go ahead and jump into the breakdown part 1. As with Psalm chapter 3, 4, Psalms 5 is connected to David's conflict with his rebellious son Absalom. 2 Samuel 15, 1 through 6. After winning a large following, Absalom's attempted a murderous coup against his father. 2 Samuel 13 through 14. 15 verses 13 through 14. David's writing in these several psalms include his thoughts and feelings during this dangerous time. Psalms 3:1. The request for God to bring judgment makes this one of the so-called imprecatory psalms. David begins with a prayer for God's attention, including a declaration that he seeks to honor the Lord. Psalm 7 1 through 2 contains similar language as David seeks the favor of God in a difficult time. Psalms 5 1 through 3. Next, David describes the wickedness of those who oppose him. Part of David's confidence came from knowing that he honored God and his enemies did not. He trusts that God will ultimately vindicate him in the face of wicked opponents. Psalms 5 4 through 6. Closing out this song, David expresses confidence in God's impending judgment and the wicked. Once again, he declares his sincere obedience to God. This passage directly calls on God to bring consequences on those who are evil. This is known as imprecation, and is why this is considered one of the imprecatory psalms. Psalms 5, 7 through 12. So let's go ahead and break this down in part 2. Psalms chapter 5 is a prayer of lament and petition attributed to David, expressing anguish over wicked enemies and seeking God's guidance, protection, and justice as a morning offering of worship, contrasting the evil of evildoers gosh, with God's holiness and the joy of the righteous who trust in him. What is going on? There we go. It's a call for God to listen, judge the deceitful, and lead the faithful into his presence, accumulating in a vision of God's blessing and refuge for his people. So key things and meanings. Number 1, morning prayer. It's a morning prayer, a conscious act of directing one's heart and a voice to God at the start of the day, seeking his presence before facing troubles. Number 2, contrast righteous and wicked. The psalm highlights the stark difference between God's holy nature, who delights not in evil, and the corrupt, deceitful words and intentions of the psalmist's enemies, whose mouths are like open graves. Okay. Number 3, petition for guidance and protection. David pleads for God to give ear to his words, consider his sighing, and lead him in righteousness through his foes. Number 4, imprecation and justice. It includes a call for God to judge and punish the wicked, seeing this justice as necessary for the earth to be rid of sin, for the righteous to find joy. And then number 5 is confidence in God's mercy. Despite the dangers, the psalmist expresses confidence that God's abundant mercy will allow him to enter God's house, and that those who trust in God will rejoice. Amen. So in essence, Psalms chapter 5 is about 4 key points. Number 1, seeking God first, beginning the day with prayer and directing it to God. Number 2, acknowledging God's holiness, recognizing God as a righteous judge who hates wickedness. Number 3, praying for deliverance, asking God to protect the faithful from deceitful enemies and to bring them justice. And number 4, finding refuge in God, believing that God provides a shield and blessings for those who love him. Amen. Amen. All right, y'all. So that is all I have for the full breakdown of Psalm chapter 5. I will see you guys tomorrow for chapter 6. Bye.